Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a look here at Gala, kind of see what's going on, of course, and help you understand a little bit more about big picture and what's going on. All right, so we've got a pretty decent increase here today, of course, and I've got a lot of requests as well from my community asking for me to cover this, so I figured I'd just jump right in and help you understand a little bit more about what's going on and maybe what the potential might look like for Gala, essentially in the near future, right? So where are we going to go? What's the potential? How high is it going to go if it does? How low is it going to go if it does? Those things are the questions we want to answer. So thanks again for joining me here. If you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, just love teaching people how to trade. And I hope you can learn something here today as well. And also know I have a trading community with the Trading Academy teaching you every step of the way how to become a better trader. Link in the description below, CryptoCache.tech. And I do actually send out signals for every single trade that I take, and we've been fairly profitable. I'll admit, lately, crazy, nonsensical stuff, it can be difficult to kind of navigate that environment, but we always use trailing stop losses to ensure we mitigate our loss. Awesome stuff. All right, once again, so take a look here at Gala. Here's the big picture. First of all, we look at everything here for the time frame on the 1 day. We can see the 50-day set moving average is potentially going to be working as a resistance. Okay, so that is, I wouldn't say it's adverse, but it's just not fantastic. So just know this push right now is helpful. 27 cents is going to be a resistance, so there's no other way around it. But the great news is with us pushing up like this, if we were to come back down and consolidate, because I'm expecting Bitcoin to pull back a slight amount, we're looking at about 24 cents as a worst case scenario if the price were to come back down as the most immediate support level. Now that's been broken as a previous resistance. Okay, so again, good stuff there in that sense. Look at the RSI, we're also trending closer to 50. This is reflective of 27 and also the 50-day simple moving average. So getting above 27 cents would be extremely important to break 50 on the RSI and 50 on the SMA. Extremely important stuff there. So just note that we are looking at a potential shift in momentum here, a bullish convergence here, and that's very good. Ultimately, we want to see a bullish type of convergence, more specifically on the 4 hour, which I'm speculating we already had, but generally speaking, we're looking very good here on the 1 day. It's nothing adverse, again, minus this resistance at 27 cents. So if we can break above, don't get me wrong, not just break above, close above on the 1 day candlestick, above 27 cents, we'll be in great shape. If today doesn't break above 27 cents, don't feel left out or upset or perturbed, because it shouldn't happen today. That's a very large percent in 1 day. Again, Gala's done much better before in the past, and it has proven to do very well for days in a row. But I'd much rather see the price consolidate right now and then leg up again after it's had a little bit of breathing room. All right. So looking here at the 4 hour chart, there's something that's important to note. We are pretty much testing the 200 and the 50-day set moving average at this time. So it's too early to tell, but that is a key level resistance we want to get back up above. It's kind of a nice starting point to break 27 cents eventually. Look at the RSI, we're up over 50 on the RSI, which is extremely important. Under 70 over 50 is really important place to be, because 50 is traditionally a resistance level, and that type of resistance can hold the price action down for some time. You can see how low the price has been for a while now, and when it breaks back above 50 on the RSI, has a tendency of doing pretty well. Okay, so all good stuff there. And we also had, of course, a MACD convergence yesterday at about 9 a.m., which we noticed and all saw when Bitcoin recovered quickly. Okay, so that is looking very good here. I also like one last thing here to touch on. I don't like the fact that we're potentially overextended on TD sequential. We're probably at a 7. There we are. But I do like the fact that we had this nice little consolidation period here for roughly 12 hours. That's extremely important to have consolidation between different legs up. So even though we didn't get an official reset on TD sequential, that's still going to allow us to go into overtime if we need to, considering the fact that we have an extra 12 hours of sideways action where the price is kind of testing this resistance level here at about 24 cents, and then it effectively broke through hard. That could have been a short squeeze, but more importantly, anytime you see that kind of breakout pattern, it's really helpful. And that's very similar to Bitcoin too. Bitcoin had a type of pennant pattern breakout here recently when the price shot up for Bitcoin. It basically got resisted or rejected out at 38.8 and it broke above 39. That's now key level support. So all good stuff there. Effectively a very similar situation here where 24 cents is the new support for Gala. Love to see that. That's really good stuff. So again, the 4 hour chart looks really good as well. There's literally nothing bad here except that we're at a 7 on TD sequential, but that consolidation period was probably enough to get a reset, and it's not a problem that we're actually at a 7 when you think about it. So basically just means that we could go a little further, but let's take a look at that here though, because I'm actually kind of curious now, because even though we did go up to a 9, that's when we took a short position with Bitcoin, hit our first profit target, came back, hit our stop loss. It comes up and down and then up again, right? That's that natural push, that type of pennant breakout pattern that we just saw. So all well and good, but we are currently at a 9 on TD sequential. So this little push here, albeit we had a nice little consolidation pattern here, we're at a 9 now. So we got to expect that it probably shouldn't. Again, cryptocurrency has a tendency of defying the laws of trading, but traditionally speaking, according to TD sequential, you shouldn't see much more momentum past a 9. Okay? We're at a 9 plus 1. So sometimes it goes up an extra 3 hours, right? So we could very well see a test of 27 and rejection. I'd love to see the price go sideways here or come back down, bounce off of 24, and then have a lot more momentum going into that resistance. Again, we can't always get what we want, but just know that the price could very well pull back here because it's a bit on the overextended side on the micro level. You know, again, 1 hour isn't fully micro, but it's small enough time frame to identify a lot. Unless you're day trading, essentially, which I do sometimes. I just try to more so keep it 3 time frames to keep it simple, right? Because most of the trades that I take would be short-term swing trades, and you know, if you're day trading, it's all well and good, but you probably want to look at the 15, use, of course, the volume weighted average price, and a few other things. In fact, why don't we just go ahead and touch on that really quick, just so you can kind of get perspective on what I traditionally look at, because the volume weighted average price is extremely important to understand standard deviation. Now, Bollinger Bands work similarly, as you can kind of see. They just get a little bit more wiggle room, but for the most part, if you come outside these standard deviation lines like this, the pullback is almost always a requirement. It happens. So with this being up outside the standard deviation lines, do you think we're going to see a pullback and come back down to contract? Most likely. Now, is it going to come crashing back down? No, but we're at a 1, correction, we're at a 9 on TD sequential plus 1. Therefore, we should expect the price to potentially come back down to establish its new higher low. That would be awesome if it did. But if it doesn't, that's all well and good. Just note that this is overextended here, and it'll have to contract at least down to 25 and some change. I think with it being closer to 26, trying to push up to 27, it's kind of doing more than it should. But once again, this is kind of similar, again, very similar in a lot of ways to Bitcoin's behavior. So you got to understand that Bitcoin is trying to break a key resistance at 40,000 as well. If it does that, we could very well see Gala push much higher. Once again, so it's a strong range for Bitcoin, 40 to 41.5. If Bitcoin can break 40,000, just say it somehow breaks 41,500 in the next couple of trading days or throughout the weekend, we can definitely expect Gala to push up and continue its momentum. All right. Again, what goes up must come down, and you have to have a healthy consolidation. If this doesn't go sideways for much longer, then we can expect it to come back down. Okay, because again, we're well outside these standard deviation lines. They're telling us that, hey, based on the volume last 24 hours, this price point is much higher than it should be. The price, according to volume, should be closer to 24 cents, and it's not, right? Again, pullbacks happen quite frequently in this situation. So just be mindful of that. I think that's something to be aware of. But ultimately, Gala's looking very good, minus that one fact that we could expect a slight pullback in the immediate future. I don't think it's going to be significant enough to, wreck anybody, but I can tell you, though, that 27 cents is a key resistance we need to break above and stay above in order to have any potential for an upside. All right. Hopefully you found benefit here, of course, and this made sense. If you'd like more content like this, obviously consider becoming a community member. CryptoCache.tech is the website, and I actually provide a trading academy for all my members where you learn and grow as a trader and essentially understand and become a better trader. With that, and in conjunction with our trading community, I've got an esteemed group of amazing traders, and we have roundtable discussions every single week to ensure everyone stays abreast and we all are familiar with what's going on in the world, to ensure that these types of things are something we can control, at least within within what we can, right? What I mean by that is minimizing loss and maximizing our gain. All right. Well, I hope you found benefit again. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you in the next video, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.